So first, let's start with our motivation. Hey, guys. So I'm excited because, listen, something that I've been dealing with over the last couple weeks. Actually, I've been dealing with it probably longer than that, is staying social. There has been a lot going on. Hello, good morning. I see you guys. There has been a lot going on, and making sure that I stay social, making sure that I connect with people, especially with everything right now with the platforms that we have. Uh, it's really been putting a plan in place. And so when I say stay social, there are three things that I want you to keep in mind. I want you to keep in mind your time blocking. I want to keep in mind scheduling and remembering that people are people. And so I'll say those again really quickly. And then after I do the motivation, then I'll go ahead and do my weekend review. But time blocking, scheduling, and remember that people are people. Great morning, great morning. I see you, Paula. Thank you for getting the party started over on the app as well. Oh, are y'all not able to hear me? Or, oh no, I just can't hear myself. Are y'all able to hear me okay? I want to make sure I'm not getting, okay, all right. Woo! You know, it's always interesting when you're doing a new platform. Okay, so staying social. Um, One of the things that I found over time is that entrepreneurs have a tendency to make social media platforms strictly business. And with that, they tend to lose that being social. And so they lose the art of conversation. They lose the connectivity. They lose, um, a lot of different things that are going on. And so when it came to me saying I needed to stay social as an introvert, y'all know that's kind of a broad statement, right? But it meant that I had to be very deliberate with my time. And I'm making this statement, and it's not going to be a popular one. We need to learn how to keep business the business and social the social. Like, life is life, business is business. There are a lot of things that will intertwine, but here is how you go and you separate the two when it comes to business and life on social. When it comes to you as a business owner, you would not spend 4 hours on social media unless that was the business that you had. So when we think about the business piece of our business, whatever industry you're in, are you putting yourself in a position to where you're time blocking? And here's the thing, here's how you do it. Time blocking is valuable because yes, I should be engaging on posts. Yes, I should be, connecting with new people, but that shouldn't take up the majority of your day. And unfortunately, a lot of coaching programs, when you come in, they make you believe that you should spend all of your time on social media. I'm speaking from experience. We were, trained to go live on social media 3 and 4 times a day and have, we were doing follow for follows and we were doing all of these things. And ultimately, none of it actually made a difference for the business. Not to the degree where the time that I was putting in did not equate to the results that I was getting. And I'm saying this because that first year I was live streaming like a mad person. I was live streaming like a mad person. And that first year, I also launched 3 classes that nobody signed up for. And I see the same things happening with Clubhouse. I see the same thing happening with TikTok. I see the same thing happening with Instagram and all of these platforms. And we go hard and we're there every day, 3 and 4, 5 times a day. Now, granted, there is a level of time that we have to allot to it. There is some consistency that needs to be there. But man, I found out the hard way that you can waste a lot of time and it not be productive for your life or business. And so staying social means, again, the first thing was that time blocking. Are you time blocking when you're on social media? If that means that you need to go and actually give yourself a timer, then do so. Where you're saying, okay, I'm gonna put this timer on my phone. I'm only gonna be on here for an hour. I'm only gonna be on here for 30 minutes. Really be very deliberate. Come on. Look. Oh, no worries. Hey, Jerry. Really be very deliberate about your time. And so that time blocking is important. And that leads to the scheduling. I have literally gone and I schedule everything. For social media. I have posts that are scheduled. My blogs are scheduled. I have my podcasts are scheduled. Why? Because I can take an hour or 2 hours, work on a couple blogs, have them scheduled out, and instead of me trying to come up with content at the drop of a hat. And y'all know I'm always coming up with content, right? One of the ways that I come up with content is by being on Clubhouse, by being on social media, listening to the conversations that are being had. So, for instance, right now, there's a big push with Spotify. And so, Spotify is doing this big push, and they've gotten all these new listeners on their platform. And so I went and I did a post about it. I did an email and I'm going to do a blog post. I'm listening. Listen. Uh-oh. Roz says she doesn't have audio. Okay, you may have to check your audio settings, Roz. Somebody tag Roz and let her know she may have to. Oh, I can do it. Ha ha ha. Oh, well, maybe I can't do it. Oh. I was typing. I don't know what I was typing. Ah. Roz said, am I in timeout? No, you're not in timeout. I love that I can respond. Ah, I like that. I can respond to you right there in the chat. I like that. Uh, and this can actually be used on a couple different platforms. I like that too. Okay, thank you, Thea. Um, so that took me to scheduling. You can schedule a ton of different things. So with Clubhouse, you can schedule out your rooms and put it on your calendar. On Facebook, you can schedule posts in groups. You can schedule your Facebook posts on your business page. You can also go and schedule your Instagram post from your Facebook business page. It's called your Facebook creator or business creator. And when you go to that, um, oh, okay. When you go to that, you are able to schedule your post for Instagram. This is so important because you can take a couple hours on a Sunday or a couple hours on a Saturday, schedule out your post for the week. Or, oh, good morning, good morning. Patricia said, my very first time on band. Listen, I'm loving it. I'm actually going to do a short tutorial because there are some things that are on here that are really great, and I want to make sure that you guys see it. So scheduling out your posts gives you more time. It gives you more time. I'm not, I can always go back and engage on those posts later on. I can always go back. This is how I said separating the business from social, because now I'm not focused on doing the perfect business post. I'm scheduling those posts out, having things in place. And even if you don't use the Instagram, schedule out Instagram posts through Facebook, you can go to Instagram and you can have a little section, act like you're doing the post. When you exit out, it asks you to save it as a draft. You can save them as drafts. And then when you're ready, just go ahead and post them. This is not for you to have the perfect Instagram. This is not for you to have the perfect Facebook. Listen, I want you to be a steward, a good steward over your time. And that is so important for me because I know what it means not to be a good steward over my time. I've had I've had the the situationships where I was working at one point, and it was crazy because I've still been purging. And so as I was looking through my things, um, I saw my Avon invoices, and I was doing Avon in 2012 and 2013, and that was my first, attempt at trying to kind of do some business outside of doing a job. But before that, it was working 2 and 3 jobs. It was working 2 and 3 jobs. Oh, so I see what Thea said. Is Planoly useful anymore? So this is what's going on with the updates. Well, no, I'll answer that question with the updates. I'm gonna tell you why. No, actually, I guess I can put it in here. So Planoly and all of those outside platforms and outside apps are not getting the engagement and the reach that they used to get because of the changes that are being made. hmm Because of the changes that are being made to the platform for Facebook, for Instagram, a lot of things are coming up, Instagram and Facebook. Because of the changes being made, they're not getting the same engagement and the same range that they were once getting. Um, and it's they've been finagling some things and funky comedina and some things, uh, but it's getting worse. That's why this is the thing, and I'm gonna tell you, I'll say it like this. One of the things that I've learned with Mark Zuckerberg is that he will always, when he wants to stop using outside sources or have them not have as much engagement, he will go and he will give you the option right on the platform. Hey, Stephanie, thank you for the happy birthday wish. He will give you engagement right on the platform. So he stopped giving third party platforms the range, and he just gives it to you on the platform. So for instance, for example, he gave you reels on Instagram. Why? Because people were taking TikTok videos and putting them on Instagram. But what else did he do? If you put a TikTok as a reel, before you would get great engagement. now you won't get that engagement anymore. That is what he does. Oh, thank you. That is what he does. So now you do not get the same amount of engagement by putting a reel, a TikTok as a reel. You can still post TikToks on Instagram, but you will not get the same engagement. Something else that he has done is you have the option to add music into your stories, of course, but also into your reels. But if you download it, you cannot download the music. Because there was such a big issue, and this is not being, publicized as much, but there was a big issue um with the music and not having permission to use music on TikTok. Ooh, it was such a big thing. And so a lot of accounts on TikTok actually were banned because they were using certain audios that they did not have permission to use on the platform. And so their accounts were being banned. They were thinking, oh, somebody is banning me. Da, da, da. No, their accounts were being banned because of the music that they were using in their videos. And it's not like it was publicly stated or anything, but that's what it was. So that's the other apps for scheduling are okay, but if you can schedule it directly for Instagram and Facebook, if you can schedule it directly on the app, you'll get more engagement by scheduling it there as opposed to scheduling it through another service. But scheduling, again, it gives you back your time, and it also makes you accountable and more deliberate, because now I know if I have to sit down and do an hour or 2 hours where I'm just doing content on my social media platforms, even if it's just for the week, that is a lot more powerful than you attempting to do a post and trying to figure something out, on the fly every morning. Or you saying, oh, yeah, let me go ahead and take this picture and do this. So now when you're taking pictures and doing videos, go back to the basics series. If I'm doing pictures and videos as I'm going along and just taking pictures and videos, I can always use that content. So I have an endless stream of content. Scheduling is where it's at. I have scheduled, and even on the band app, for those of you that will be implementing the band app, you can schedule posts on the band app. You can, there's a calendar on the band app where you can, let people know when you'll be live, or, when events are happening. There's stuff you can put it all on the app in that scheduling section. I love it, and I'm gonna go through, because there's some things on this app that I didn't even realize at the time, and I'm like, oh my goodness, and this is, nobody knows about this yet, but okay. Very, very good. So even if you're an author and you have a book, you can do band app, schedule out some engagement posts with readers for your book. Like it's cool. I love it. So yes, scheduling outposts. They don't have to be, now this is the thing. We used to do static posts where it was every Monday was this and every Tuesday was this and you don't have to do that. Just schedule out posts. Just schedule out posts. Whatever content that you love and you want to share, schedule that out. It doesn't necessarily have to be static posts anymore. We learned that the hard way through Facebook. Uh, and then the last piece of it is, remember that people are people. And when you remember that people are people, you will not get frustrated by things that are outside of your control. You will not allow anybody to deter you when you have a goal. Um, and you'll see things for what they are. Social media is not art, it's a playground. We don't own it. And so um if somebody doesn't like something you said or something you did, that's fine. It's a playground. People have their own opinions. Come on. Right, Roz. We don't see each other on this particular app. But I think I might have saw that there is an option. I think if you're live in the app where you might be able to pull people into the video. I didn't test it on the app just yet. I tested it on the laptop today, and then I'll go back and test it on the app. I'll test it on the app for next week. Oh yeah. Do not get distracted. You will have so many people say some crazy things to you. Um, they will try to make you feel as though you are inadequate. They will try to make you feel as though uh, that you are less than, all types of craziness, right? But you got to keep going. And the reality is that I got to go back to say, what's the heart of it? Like, why am I here? Ah, okay. Ah, right. So it's interesting, but like I said, this is one of those ways that you're able to kind of take your time back because you're not being distracted by things going on Facebook. Um, and you don't have to be all fresh and everything when when people are coming to your video. They don't have to be had the makeup on and everything. They can just come in and listen in and engage. But also it gives you the opportunity to post in here as well. Oh, Ryan said, I'm sad we can't see each other. Well, you can still see each other, and I'll talk about that too. Because you all have the option to post in the group, and I mean in our band, I think it's called. So you can actually do videos. So if ever you have a question, you can go and either do it live, or you can do a video and post the video in the group. Y'all can thank you to Paula, who has been testing some things out here in the group. I've been testing out, sharing some links and things like that. So if you have an event that you have going on and you want us to support, you can put it on the calendar. You have that option. If you have, some things going, you can put it right here in the group. And it's a better feel, because if you're putting something in the Facebook group, it's not necessarily being seen. Because of the changes on social media, it's not necessarily being seen at all. So that part, but I'm liking the feel. We'll test it out. We'll see how it works. Of course, if you're going live on the laptop through the app, it's a little more finagling. But like I said, I'll try it on the phone next week to see if it's less of a hassle to do the live through the phone. That's another thing that I was thinking of too, because we have dun 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 the summit that'll be going on in the summer. And so this is a great option for the summit, because people get to engage right there in the comments, and I can still screen share. I can still do all of those wonderful things right through here. Yeah. So I love that. But so that was why I had to share with you guys about staying social. Um, it's okay. The business piece of social media, go ahead and schedule those times out. Make sure that you have your time blocking, and that way you can still enjoy social media. Because what happens is when I'm doing a lot of business on social media, it will start to become very drab, humdrum, and then you won't want to be on the platform. And so, in order for us to again get to that last piece of remembering that people are people, we definitely got to make sure that we're setting some boundaries and putting some things in place.